Hi, welcome back to another video, and today we have a Rolex Submariner that needs the bezel refitting. So let's put that bezel down. I'll just show you the case. So this is what it looks like underneath the bezel. Now this one had come in for the bezel just to be replaced as it had fell off. Now underneath was very dirty, so this doesn't help for when you're putting the bezel back on. So this has been cleaned and steam cleaned. So when you're refitting your bezel, you must clean the case. There's no point putting a dirty bezel back on because it won't help it at all. So this is just the case, so you can see here what it looks like, and I'll show you the bezel. Now you can see the teeth in here. So this was all dirty, so this all has to be cleaned out. So the little click can act on these teeth, so it's all nice and clean. There you can see, and I'll just show you. So the click and the spring, or the retaining spring as some people like to call it, were missing. So here's a new one, and here's the little click. So this all goes on underneath the bezel, and I'm going to show you how to reassemble it and where to grease it. Just so you know, I'll pop on the part numbers for the click and the retainer, or the retaining spring, in the description so you can have a look. So if you've got a similar model reference to this, I'll put the part numbers in the description so you can look them up and you can find your own if you've lost yours. So the first thing to do is to grease the inside of the bezel. So it needs to go on the teeth. You don't want to get it all over the show, so you just want to put a small bead. So I'm using a fumbling grease, but you can use any grease really, but I use this one. So I'm just going to put it on the teeth, just a thin bead. That's pretty much on every tooth there. See, there's a little bit on the edge, just wipe that off. It's not going to matter, but the idea is you don't squeeze that much. It all comes out all over the glass, all over the case, and then it's hard to get rid of. So that's enough, because this bezel is not a moving part where it's constantly moving, but when you do move it, it needs to be greased so it does move nice and freely. So that's that greased, and then you need the retaining spring greased as well. So you just put it in a normal sponge. If you've got something like this, just close the lid, and that's it. That's enough grease on there for you. So first thing is the retainer. Just plonk that on, and it will just sit down nicely in position. Should be nice and flat. If you've got one and you've found the spring, it may be bent, and then it won't do its job properly. So to make sure whatever one you've got, it's perfectly flat, and it just sits on flat onto the case. Then we need the click. Right, that's the click in place. Now you can see it fits under the notch here. It goes in the locating hole, fits under this notch here, and then this here, this acts on then the teeth on the bezel. So that's just in place. So make sure you push it back, and then we're ready to fit the bezel. So you want to face the click towards you, pick up your bezel, and what you want to do is as you push the bezel down, you just want to go where the click is and then actually push that click back. So your bezel is actually down and then it's lifted up. So it might look a little awkward, but it's kind of at an angle like this. You see how it's down where my thumbs are and then it's up here. So that's how you want to start. And then all you're doing is just transferring your downward pressure with your thumbs and around till it clicks on. And you should hear quite an audible click. So let's do this and let's hope it works first time. So keeping the pressure down. Then I'm going to move my thumbs round. I'm pushing really hard. There you go. Did you hear that click? Now to test, we should hear a nice click from the bezel click. That's nice. It's free. It's a nice little spring, which what the retaining spring does. The retaining spring doesn't hold the bezel down or keep it in place. The bezel will go on without it, but what it does, it helps with the smoothness of the rotation of the bezel, and also stops any wobble or shake or any rattle, and it just keeps the bezel or the integrity of the bezel in place as you rotate. It makes it feel nice, so it's not just rough and loose. So there you go, that's the bezel on. Now obviously have a visual check. Just make sure it is all the way down. I know it's down. I felt it go down. You'll know once it's on, you'll know. If you're struggling, just keep going at that. Don't just try and force it evenly down. Start where the click is, away from you like this, round, pushing down with my thumbs, and it clicks down. Have a few goes. If it's not going on, that is the best way to fit it. If you're having trouble, just make sure that spring is pushed all the way in. So remember that spring's here somewhere, or here. And you're pushing it down and around like that. But that's it. Quite simple. So I hope you like this video. I'm going to show you a few more little hints and tricks on how to fit things and take things off. So if you find this useful, hit the like button, give us a subscribe, and yeah, I'll be back with another video soon. Thanks for watching.